Welcome to Life Words Day by Day. 2 Samuel 8 ends with a summary of the atmosphere in God's kingdom under Davidic rule: justice and equity for all. In other words, order and peace was brought to every place that David ruled. How are we to think of these events, and what relevancy do they have for us today? That's our goal when it comes to studying the Bible. We want to do the best we can in understanding the text as it was presented to that first original audience. And then we want to understand whatever we have learned there in light of the entire Bible in order to help us know what this passage means for us today and how we are to apply it. I will tell you what we better not do with this text. I will tell you what we must fight against when it comes to the text relevancy for us today. We must fight against inserting our name where we see the name of David. But that's what we want to do, isn't it? The Lord gave victory to Cliff wherever he went. We are naturally tempted to take up David as our great example and say, if I want to defeat the enemy, then I must be righteous and humble like David was, and then God will give me victory and success wherever I go. But we can't do that with this passage. David is never intended to be our example or our hero. In just a few short passages, David will be the one pulling the levers that leads to adultery and manipulation and even murder. So no, David is not our example. There is another feature here that we must remember that will keep us from grabbing this passage and personalize it too much to ourselves in the wrong way. And that's this: David is being presented to us as a king chosen by God and is acting in his role as king of Israel. But we are not kings over nations, and so we have to be careful in how we understand the text. But when we do read this text correctly, it does make us long for a king that has this type of success rate, especially today. Please, Lord, deliver unto us a leader that is half of what David is. We want to belong to a kingdom that is characterized by victory and success and wealth and justice and righteousness. We all crave this and agree that this is the type of canopy that we wish to live under. But who can bring these things? And this is where the story gets oh so good. You see, there were promises made to David in chapter 7, but there were also promises made to God's people in chapter 7. And the promise was for an anointed one to come after David's death, to sit on David's throne forever, and his kingdom would reign forever. And this kingdom to come was longed for and spoken of all throughout the Old Testament. And it is Jesus who is the greater David. Jesus is the one who is the substance to David's shadow. And it's to Jesus that we look and trust in to live within this kingdom. As you pray today, please remember Grady and Denise Johnson and their family, our missionaries in Mexico. And also remember the Duruma Life Word broadcast that's heard throughout Kenya.